features on this hat are magic. They enable Tex Tucker's dog and horse to speak, and his guns to fire without him even touching them. And now, another exciting adventure from Four Feather Falls.
Hello, a bit of honky-tonk. Down the alleyway. Nearly there. Sing along if you know the words. I know some of you will.
Brilliant.
Kalamakula, kalamakula, kalakaya.
Yay!
Brilliant.
In the sheriff's office, mid-afternoon.
I sure wish I had some magic guns like you, Tex.
Maybe you will one day, son.
I'd also like to have a dog like Dusty who can talk to me. What did you do to get him, Tex?
Oh, that's a long story, Jake. It was a sort of reward for something I did.
Something you did? I'll say it was something. But don't forget the part...
Oh no, that's Dusty. Whoops, sorry.
Going well. No rehearsal, I have to add.
Something you did? I'll say it was something. But don't forget the part I played, Tex.
Yeah, sure, Dusty.
Is Dusty talking to you now, Tex?
Yep, he was talking.
I sure wish I could hear him. It must be neat to have a dog that talks to you.
It's real companionable at times.
What did Dusty say just then?
Oh, he was making out I couldn't do without him.
Is that so?
Well, Dusty likes to think it is.
What you mean likes to think it is? Now look here, boss.
Okay, Dusty, okay, I was only kidding. Here, Jake, will you do something for me? Go down to Mar Jones' store and get me some baccy.
I don't think health and safety regulations would allow me to do that nowadays, Tex.
It's the 1960s, Dusty. We're quite safe.
That's okay then. Sure thing, Tex.
Oh, and take Dusty with you and buy him a biscuit. And get some candy for yourself.
Gee.
Oh, sorry. Do that again.
Oh, that's the coins. Oh, very good.
He gives him some money.
Excellent.
Gee, thanks, Tex. Come on, Dusty. I'll race you to the store. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
They look real cute together. Well, I guess I'd better see to my other old pal.
Oh, you needn't bother, old chap. I'm here, and I'm feeling frightfully peckish. I did ask Dusty to tell you, actually.
He never said a word. He must have forgotten.
The absolute bounder. Oh, really, Tex? He's utterly useless.
Ah, Dusty's all right. You know he is.
I know nothing of the sort. It's the last time I rely on him. Where is he now?
In Mar Jones' store with little Jake.
Stuffing himself on biscuits, I'll be bound.
In Mar Jones's store, in fairly close shot, we see Dusty with his feet on the counter being given a biscuit by little Jake. Oh, God. The camera immediately pulls back to reveal Twink, who is about to pay Mar Jones for his groceries. Mar Jones is behind the counter, facing the camera. Galloping hooves are heard in the distance.
I still say you're paying too much, or asking too much even for them beans.
Now, see here, Mrs. Twink, I have told you before, and I'll tell you...
Gunshots in the street!
Mercy me, what's that?
What in the name of old glory is going on?
Twink goes to the window and looks out. Jake and Dusty go to another window and do the same.
Now, little Jake, you come away from that window this instant. It might be safe.
The horse's hooves have stopped.
Can you see anything, Mr. Twink?
Yep, some stranger on a horse. Never seen him before. Happy to never see him again, too. He looks real ordinary. Reckon he's celebrating or something.
In the main street, a wild-eyed cowboy, Hickory, is on horseback, brandishing a gun and shouting.
Ain't nobody alive in this two-bit town.
He laughs
Hey,
and fires 2 shots. Oh, that was 3. In the air.
ain't nobody around to show me the way to the saloon.
He looks around and his eye comes to rest on Twink at the window of Ma Jones's store.
How about you, Grandpa? Hey, Grandpa, I'm talking to you.
Hickory fires at the window, smashing the pane of glass. Above Twink's head, Twink leans back. Hickory laughs.
Suffering catfish, what's his game? Where's that gun of yours, Martha Jones?
I'm having no fighting in my store. Come away from those windows, all of you.
Nobody takes a shot at Ebenezer Twink and gets away with it. I want a gun, Martha.
Another shot.
That's it, we're done.
Didn't know it was that kind
That's
of
it.
show.
It's gone that way. Another shot shatters, thank you, another pane of glass, and also some articles from the store. They all back further away from the windows.
Mercy me, he's going to ruin my store. Where's Tex Tucker? Why isn't that sheriff protecting decent, honest folk?
During the preceding speech, Dusty has crept forward to the edge of the window again and is looking out in the opposite direction to which Twink saw Hickory. He suddenly sees Tex.
Oh my, what's that dog doing? Come away from that window, Dusty.
Another shot is heard. There you go. And a grunt of pain as Hickory's gun is shot out of his hand by Tex. They all react. Jake joins Dusty at the window and looks in the same direction.
It's Tex. He shot the gun out of the man's hand with his magic guns. Gee, Tex is wonderful.
You suck up. On the main street, Tex is facing Hickory, who is holding his hand in pain.
What's your business in town, stranger? Come on and make it good.
I ain't got no business, just a friendly visit.
It ain't very friendly to go shooting up people's homes.
Oh, shucks, Sheriff. I just want someone to be pointing me out the way to the saloon.
You just get down off that horse and I'll point you out the way to the jailhouse.
Now, Sheriff, that ain't being very friendly neither.
Do as I say, or do I have to come and get you?
You have to come and get me, Sheriff.
Yo!
Hickory spins his horse around and tears away at full gallop.
The no-good, low-down rattlesnake. I'll get him. Rocky!
Tex is running towards his office, shouting.
Rocky! Rocky!
Rocky appears around the corner from the office, his mouth full of straw.
Hurry up, Rocky. We've got business.
Rocky trots up to him.
Really, Tex, old chap, this is too bad. I was just enjoying that excellent brand you gave me.
Tex is mounting Rocky.
You really read that, yeah.
Rocky's
we do
still
now?
chewing.
Quit the talk and get after that snake, and fast.
What? On a full stomach?
This is serious. Come on, boy. Giddy up there. Move, move.
They race off. The camera travels with them, and as they pass Ma Jones's store, the camera rests on the 4 faces at the window and tracks in on them. Jake, Dusty, Twink, and Ma Jones are at the 2 windows.
Gee, I hope Tex catches him.
He will, son. Rocky's just about the fastest thing on 4 legs I ever saw. He's a thoroughbred, you know.
Ma Jones... Oh, that's the wrong one.
Smashing
Ma
through the
Jones
window.
is busying herself tidying up the damage. That's the noise now.
Well, when he does catch him, I'll have a few things to say. There are more people coming into town. I ain't never seen them before.
Twink joins Jake and Dusty at their window.
Yep, reckon they're strangers right enough. Ain't never seen them in Four Feather Falls before. Yeah, they look peaceable enough. Now, Martha Jones, about them beans.
Ebenezer Twink, I do declare.
Oh, I've always wanted to say that.
How can you argue about a few cents after all that's happened? I don't know.
Stop your wittering, woman. Here's your money.
Oh. He hands over the money. Jake and Dusty are still at the window.
Those two men have stopped outside the bank. Thank you, Mr. Twink.
Now give me my groceries and I'll get out of here.
Here they are.
She gives Twink his bag and he starts to go.
I don't like the look of those two men, do you, Dusty? Whoop, whoop.
That was companionable barks. Was that right? Oh.
Very good.
Nailed it.
Excellent.
I wonder what they're talking about.
Outside the bank, two men, Spike Dooley and Bill Hemp, are seen talking secretively.
Secretive. Now, act natural, Bill. Ain't no rush. Tex Tucker won't be back for quite a time.
Yeah, seems Hickory done a good job.
Sure did. Okay, let's go.
They move to the door of the bank. Meanwhile, out on the trail, Hickory is riding hell for leather. He glances over his shoulder.
He's falling for it. Ride, Sheriff, ride!
He looks ahead again. On another part of the trail, Tex is also riding hell for leather.
We're gaining, Rocky. Keep it going, boy. Keep it going.
Meanwhile, inside the bank, Jackson is behind the counter. Slim Jim is this side, signing a piece of paper. He has obviously just paid in the saloon takings.
Yes, indeedy. That seems to take care of everything. Business seems pretty dandy, Jim. Pretty dandy. Is that me? Can't complain, Marvin. Could be worse. Sure could be worse. It sure could.
Jim turns to the voice.
And that time's arrived. Reach for it and reach high.
They put their hands up.
I can't remember what voice I did. Oh, is this a hold-up? We ain't playing games, mister. Make a move and it'll be your last. You won't get away with this. That's where you're wrong, mister. Bill, take his keys. Oh, and help yourself to that green stuff he's been hiding away.
Okay, Spike.
Hemp goes to Jackson and starts searching him.
Wait till Tex Tucker gets here. You'll be sorry. You'll have to wait a long time. He's been taken care of. Move fast, Bill. We ain't got all day.
It's now late afternoon on the trail. Hickory rides through a narrow gulch. I don't know what a gulch is. He says it's like a gully. Is that
It's
right?
a dry riverbed, I think.
There you
yeah.
go, dry riverbed. With a tree close to the trail and a few rocks. Tex and Rocky ride past the same tree, and as they do, a lasso is hurled. It falls on Tex's shoulders and yanks him off Rocky, who carries on.
Rocky!
There we go. And goes galloping on. Tex lands with a thud and loses his hat. At the same time, a figure leaps from behind a boulder with a gun covering Tex, who is now lying on the ground. It is Big Ben.
Okay, Tucker, you're covered from all angles, so don't try no funny business with them magic guns.
Big Ben, what do you want?
You'll find out soon enough.
The camera pulls back to see Running Bear, who has just joined them.
Running Bear, take away his guns and tie his hands behind his back. Mais oui.
You're playing in French.
I'm playing it French,
Okay.
as opposed to playing it how it was written, which we...
Okay. Running Bear looses Tex's gun belt and helps him to his feet.
That was a mighty nice throw, Running Bear.
Hickory now joins the group.
Well, well, well. Look who's here, if it ain't the sheriff.
Yeah, you've done a good job, Hickory.
So, it was all a frame-up.
You're quick, Sheriff. Mighty quick. If you'd been a bit quicker on that horse of yours, why, you might have caught me.
I'll get you yet.
Ain't a hope, Sheriff. No one in Four Feather Falls suspects a thing.
Back on the main street in Four Feather Falls, late evening, Dooley and Hemp are seen leaving the bank with their bags full of money.
You sure you tied him up, son?
Yeah, they won't get out of them nuts in a hurry. Come on, let's move.
Take it easy. Act natural, or somebody might suspect something.
Ain't nobody about to suspect. Come on.
Dusty barks in the distance.
What's that?
It's only a dog. Take a hold of yourself.
Well, it ain't barking like any normal dog.
That's not a comment.
They mount their horses. Hemp looks around as the barking starts again.
Is that
His-
normal? Ordinary?
Yes. His eye comes to rest on the window of Ma Jones's store. He sees Dusty still barking. Hemp takes a shot. Missing Dusty, but catching another pane of glass.
What do you want to do that for?
I don't like dogs, especially barking dogs.
You want to set the whole place alight? Come on, let's move.
Now you're talking.
They gallop off. At Ma Jones's store, Jake and Dusty are near the window, but not close. Ma Jones is picking up debris.
Gee, Dusty, that was a close shave. It must have missed by only that much. Well, it ain't missing my china or my windows. Just wait till Tex Tucker gets back. Oh, quit your yapping, Dusty.
Dusty now turns in desperation to little Jake and starts barking most animatedly at him. Jumping about on the crate near the window, trying to indicate that he suspects something and that they must go to the bank.
I suspect something, and I must go to the bank. What's the matter, Dusty? You seem awful excited. Gee, I wish you could talk to me like you do to Tex. Do you suspect something?
Dusty gives more excited barks in the hope that he is now being understood.
Stop it!
He licks Jake's face as much as to say, thank you. Then, with a little urgent bark, as much as to say, follow me, he leaps through the broken window.
He does seem to be trying to tell me something. Where's he gone?
He looks out the window.
Gee, he's gone across to the bank. Perhaps I better go help him. I'll come back and pay you for the candy and baccy, Mark Jones. I gotta go see Dusty.
He goes out.
Now, don't go getting into any trouble, little Jake.
She moves to the window and looks after him.
Boys, dogs, men, I wouldn't give any of them house room.
Outside
Very
the
good,
bank,
Nicholas Parsons.
dear Nicholas, outside the bank, Dusty is jumping at the doorknob and giving a few yaps. Jake runs into shot.
What is it, Dusty? Do you want to go inside?
Jake opens the door, and they both go in. The camera tracks in after them. The place is deserted. Jake and Dusty look around. Dusty is sniffing hard. He's trying to get a scent.
There we are, Dusty. It's empty. Mr. Jackson must have stepped out for a spell.
But Dusty, having got a scent, makes excited whining noises. Nailing it. And goes towards the strong room door.
What is it, Dusty? Can you smell something?
Dusty is now scratching and whinnying at the door of the strong room.
Is there something in there, Dusty? Gee, I'm scared now.
Dusty jumps up at him, panting excitedly.
Ain't no good to be scared at a time like this, eh, Dusty? Must be brave like Tex Tucker.
He turns the key, which is in the lock, and slowly opens the big door. Out fall the bound and gagged figures of Jackson and Slim Jim. Jim gives a yell of fright. She probably should have been Jake, gives a yell of fright and jumps back. Dusty barks excitedly. Then Jake recovers himself and sees who it is. He starts to untie them.
Mr. Jackson, Jim, whatever happened? Gee, you did give me a scare.
Dusty is, for some reason, still barking excitedly, trying to indicate that he has grasped the plot.
My goodness. Thank you, son, thank you. You've done a mighty fine job. Did anyone see those two men? What? They got away with all the money. Which way did they go? Oh, stop your yapping, dog. Someone's got to get after them. Now, where's Tex Tucker?
Dusty looks helplessly at them all, then runs out of the bank to give chase.
Where's he gone?
Is that meant to be me?
Where's he gone, Jake?
Oh, where has he gone? Oh, yeah.
Oh, he saw the men come out of the bank. They took a shot at him. Perhaps he's going to try and pick up their trail.
On the trail, dusk is falling. Dooley and Hemp are riding.
Well, we're well clear of the town now.
Yeah, we gotta keep riding though. We don't want to make that meeting. We want to make that meeting place before nightfall.
Okay. Reckon the others will be there by now?
Should be.
The gang's meeting place is a small plateau with trees and scrub, etc. in front and rocks behind, and a commanding view of the trail a little below in front. Big Ben is getting off his horse that he has shared with Running Bear. Poor horse. Hickory is also dismounting. Tex is on a third horse with his hand tied behind him. The magic guns are around Ben's waist. He also wears Tex's hat.
Okay, this is where we meet Dooley and Hemp.
Then do we move on?
Depends. We can't go far with these horses. Why didn't you catch Tucker's horse, as you were told?
As I said, it was too fast for me.
You let me finish, Tucker? Like I said, then no more trouble.
Very authentic.
Thank you.
No, wait till Dooley gets here. Tie him up to that tree and tie him good. As long as I got his hat, he can't get up to no magic tricks. Now, do like I said. Dooley won't be long.
On the trail, Dooley and Hemp are riding.
Only an hour to go now, by the way, just so you know. Ain't far now.
Hey, gotta hand it to you, Dooley. You sure planned this one okay.
Nah, ain't nothing to it.
This is what I call a clean getaway. Ain't nobody in Four Feather Falls got a sniff of us.
On the trail, Dusty is sniffing his way along, following their trail. Now, looking a little tired. Dooley and Hemp have now arrived at the encampment. Tex is tied to a tree in a sitting position. No. Dooley is beside Ben. The others stand listening.
Okay, we stay here the night. Then at sunup, when the horses are fresh, we move on.
Anything you say, Dooley.
We'll take it in turns to watch. Ben, you take the first hour, then you, Running Bear, then Hickory, then myself, and then you, Bill.
Okay, Dooley, but there ain't nothing to watch for. All we're gonna hear tonight is them night owls and coyotes.
Right, you three take a break.
Yeah,
There's
we've got
2
ages now.
pages of stage directions now. The camera pans along the faces of the men listening, then pans to the distant hills, from where the noise of a coyote comes. Oh, thank you.
Live in the studio.
And we see perhaps the distant shape of a coyote. On the trail, Dusty is rather tired now, listening to the sound of the same coyote. He's a little scared, but tries to shrug it off as he continues trailing. As night falls... Well, I haven't got nightfall, sorry. As night falls, he's still vainly trying to find the trail. He's now very nervous, and between his sniffs, we hear small whimpers. As the distant sound of the coyote grows... Very good. Suddenly louder, Dusty becomes distinctly frightened. He looks in the direction of the noise, then he suddenly stops dead still and listens again. We now hear what Dusty has heard. Horses' hooves coming steadily towards him. He looks for cover. There's one small bush. He's now shaking all over. Dusty puts his chin on his paw to stop the noise of his jaw rattling. The horse's hooves grow louder. Dusty is visibly shaken. And we see the horse's legs canter by. There we go. Then fear suddenly seems to leave Dusty. He leaps up and barks.
Oh!
The horse's legs suddenly stop and spin around, and we cut to a long shot, and we see Rocky and Dusty looking at each other. Then they rush to greet one another with happy licking of each other's faces.
This is what you paid your entrance fee for, ladies and gentlemen.
2 delighted and frightened friends. Then they sit and regard each other face to face. Dusty nods his head to Rocky, as much as to say, "Have you seen Tex?" Rocky shakes his head dismally. He then repeats Dusty's mime. Dusty shakes his head dismally. Dusty gets up dejectedly and starts to sniff the trail again. Rocky pulls himself up resignedly and follows. Dusty is very tired and shakes his head. He's obviously lost the trail completely. Night falls. Dusty is now on Rocky's back. Almost asleep.
Now there's something I thought I'd never see.
How far do we have to go?
Well,
Sophie, you realise 100 cameras have just come out in this room.
thankfully, Rocky stops when he hears a neigh that wakes Dusty. He's heard a horse neigh, he listens again, the neigh comes for a second time. Dusty now hears the neigh. Yes, he realises what it is. Rocky gives a little neigh back. There's a pause, and an answering neigh comes back. Another one comes back.
Nay, nay, and thrice nay.
Yeah. Rocky creeps forward quietly. He goes behind a large boulder so that Dusty can jump off on top of it. Dusty does so and gives a little muffled bark of delight at what he sees. In the encampment, Big Ben is on guard, sitting on a rock. The others are asleep. Tex is tied in a sitting position to a tree. His hat is on the floor beside Ben. Ben looks around, then pauses as his eye lights on something. We think he has seen Dusty. He takes his rifle, then lets it go as he decides it was nothing. Dusty jumps down from the boulder excitedly. He beckons to Rocky with a jerk of his head to follow him. They go a few paces behind a larger rock. He then indicates with a toss and a shaking of his head that he wishes Rocky to neigh loudly. Rocky nods his head in understanding and starts to neigh loudly. He receives an answering neigh. Two answering
I call that a
neighs.
whinny myself.
That's
It's more of a whinny than a neigh. It's true.
And we see Dusty creep off around the rock. In the encampment, Big Ben reacts to the horses neighing. He's looking around trying to locate the noise that is disturbing the horses. He thinks he sees something and fires in Rocky's direction.
What gives?
I heard a noise.
I don't hear nothing.
Well, something disturbed the horses.
That's them coyotes. Your nerves are playing you tricks, Big Ben.
They all start to return to sleep.
Could have sworn I heard something.
Next time, shout when you see something. Now let us all get some sleep.
He goes to lie down. As he does so, the camera follows him down, then pans round the other figures who are now motionless, one by one, and comes to rest on Tex leaning against a tree. But now, lying quietly beside him, is Dusty. Dusty slowly raises himself and starts to gnaw through Tex's ropes. Ben jerks his head up at the sound of Dusty's gnawing.
What's that?
Dusty stops. The others sit up and listen.
Ain't nothing.
Quit the stalling and relax.
Ben here, coyote.
Yeah, it was a coyote.
Okay, but it sounded mighty like something else.
As they resume their sleeping positions, Dusty starts to gnaw again. We see Dusty's teeth gnawing the rope. He manages to bite through it and pulls the rope away. Tex's hand reaches down for a large stone behind him. Murderous intent. All the group are still asleep except for Ben. Tex throws the stone. It hits a rock on the other side of Ben. Ben leaps up and looks down at the trail, puzzled. Tex leaps forward and grabs his hat as he puts it on his head.
Ta-da!
Ben swings round and levels his gun at Tex. At the same time, there's a shot.
Oh!
Ben's gun is shot out of his hand. The magic guns are slung at Ben's waist. One is now smoking and pointing upwards at Ben's hand. We now see Ben and the guns at his waist. Ben has an agonized look on his face. Suddenly, the other gun fires straight ahead. There's a cry of pain. Dooley is shaking his hand from which a gun has just been shot. Tex has picked up Hickory's gun from the sleeping figure and covers the others.
Okay, you're all covered. Ben, loose those guns from around your waist while you're still in one piece and make it snappy. The rest of you, on your feet. Pronto!
Big Ben looses the belt. There you go. And lets the magic guns and belt fall to the ground. The others get to their feet.
How did you get free? My partner set me free. Something you hadn't reckoned on, Dooley.
Dusty now stands beside Tex.
It's that blasted dog. I said it was no ordinary dog.
You're right, partner. He is no ordinary dog. He's my pal. And Dusty, you saved my life. I'm real grateful.
Oh, shucks, boss, it was nothing. Any other dog would have done the same. Mind you, Rocky helped a little.
Yeah, I thought I heard him out there. Better let him know we're okay. Rocky! Rocky!
Yeah, boss. Come on, Rocky. It's okay.
We hear a delighted neigh in the distance.
Oh, it's very good.
Here he comes, boss.
Fine. Now, Dusty, you find some rope. We'll tie this lot up, and as soon as it's daybreak, we'll head back to Four Feather Falls.
Later, on the trail, Dooley, Hemp, Hickory, Big Ben and Running Bear are on horseback, riding abreast, their hands tied behind their backs. Behind them, Tex is riding on Rocky, with Dusty seated in front.
You're in the back. No, I'm at the front. Hang on, it says Dusty seated.
Dusty's in front.
Here we go.
Gee, I'll be glad to be home. I feel real tuckered out.
I couldn't agree more, old chap. You really have said a mouthful.
This is weird. I want to say again how mighty grateful I am to both of you. And Dusty, I won't kid you anymore. I really don't know what I would have done without you.
Gee, boss, I don't know what to say.
Oh, for God's sake, boss. Sing something.
Nothing I'd like better.
Well, the camera holds on all three and then tracks in to hold on Tex and Dusty. Tex chucks Dusty under the chin. I guess that's a scratch. And the dog gives an appreciative yap. Now, Tex will be singing shortly. But that has been Dusty's day, and you have been listening to Sophie Aldred,
The hardest working woman in showbiz.
Richard James, Chris Dale, and me pressing some buttons. And now I hope that you all know the words of the final song, Two Gun Tex. So do join in. There are the words. Are we ready? Oh, no, that's horses in the dirt. It'll be worth it. Here we go.
Oh, two-gun Tex of Texas is the guy with the straightest steel, but he keeps the law with the fastest draw and the nervous, strongest steel. Oh, two-gun Tex of Texas is a friend who'd never fail, but if you did wrong, it wouldn't take him long to clap you right in jail. He's known throughout old Kansas, through every single mile, as a rootin', tootin', highfalutin' sheriff with a smile. Two-gun Tex of Texas will never let you down, but play it bad and he'll get mad to cover your tracks from Two-gun Tex, the smartest guy in town. The smartest guy in town.
It's just like watching it, wasn't it? Back in the day. Well done. A big thank you again for our special return podcast guest from pod number 6,
absolutely.
I think, 5. Sophie Aldred, the hardest working woman in showbiz.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks. It's really fun.
And I do think we should give a special round of applause to the memory of the wonderful Nicholas Parsons.
And also, we should mention the person who was very kind enough to share this with us,
Yes.
Mr. Carl Williams.
Yep. Thank you,
who
Carl.
found this in the script archive, the personal script archive of Nicholas Parsons, including several other things of both Anderson Note and across his wider career. He was very kind, very generous, very supportive throughout this whole thing. So thank you, Carl.
Thank you, Carl.
And Sophie, if you need to leave us, please do. Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks, Sophie.
Great to see you. Bye-bye, Sophie. Bye.
Well,